Humza Yousaf has faced fierce backlash over Scotland's new hate crime law, which fails to protect women. One woman who hasn't been afraid to challenge the First Minister over the new law is best-selling author J.K. Rowling, who's publicly been calling out the hypocrisy around this law, as well as pointing out her concerns over what they mean for free speech and who they really protect.
It's no longer news that J.K. Rowling has gone all out against woke culture. And despite the media backlash that came for her, she has somehow managed to make stunning comebacks. With her book sales shooting up from 7 million to an epic 1.9 billion in the past year. This was after different calls came for her cancellation, death threats, and even arrest.
Harry Potter came to me on a train in 1990. I was sitting just staring out of the window and the idea just fell out of nowhere. It was the purest stroke of inspiration I've ever had in my life, and I've been writing about him ever since.
J.K. Rowling, who became a household name for her iconic literary masterpiece, which has gone on to become the Harry Potter franchise, has in recent years experienced waves of backlash, lawsuits, and investigation from the woke media, all for her stance against the infractions on women's rights.
Aiming to tackle the harm caused by hatred and prejudice towards people with certain characteristics, including religion, sexual orientation, and transgender identity. Supporters of the new bill insist that it will make Scotland more tolerant.
It all began with J.K. Rowling's criticism of the so-called hate speech laws implemented by Scotland's First Minister, Humza Yousaf. The law, according to Rowling, has only sought to protect so-called minorities. Still, it has been flawed with the unusual way it places biological women at the receiving end of the new laws.
And can be exploited by those looking to silence particular groups. Among those angered are the author J.K. Rowling. In a thread on X, formerly known as Twitter, she lists a number of high-profile controversies involving trans women before questioning their gender. Freedom of speech and belief are at the end in Scotland if the accurate description of biological sex is deemed criminal.
J.K. Rowling has called out the fact that transgender women are given precedence over biological women, who are the overwhelming majority of actual women in existence.
Accurate description of biological sex is deemed criminal. I'm currently out of the country, but if what I've written here qualifies as an offence under the terms of the new Act, I look forward to being arrested when I return to the birthplace of the Scottish Enlightenment.
J.K. Rowling has been very vocal about her distaste for the new laws that have sought to alienate women's rights. Despite the backlash from the media police, she has remained unfazed and has in no way expressed any emotion of being scared. She has dared the Scottish government to arrest her on several occasions.
Fear a witch hunt, insisting if it says female in your passport, you can compete as a woman.
The testosterone is not a perfect test. Many women can have testosterone which is in what would be called male levels.
J.K. Rowling went all out against the transgender movement in sports, a movement which she believes has continued to endanger biological women and cheat them out of their victories during competition. During the last Olympic Games, J.K. Rowling slammed the entire Olympic safety regulatory bodies for what she felt was the disgraceful way women's safety was being handled during the Games. J.K. Rowling slammed the Olympics, calling it a misogynist establishment, and called out the trans player who she accused of enjoying the distress of the woman who he just punched in the face.
We saw Carini leaving, awaiting checks on a potentially broken nose. Leaving the venue, Angela Carini doesn't want to speak. She was heard saying inside that this fight is unjust. It's already being seen as one of the most contentious contests ever.
J.K. Rowling has entered the spotlight recently, not only for her groundbreaking contributions to literature and academia, but she has also become the target of a heavily organized woke army, which have even gone as far as asking for her arrest on multiple occasions. And despite the continued torrent of attacks she has received, Rowling has remained extremely deviant and has no intentions of cowering to the fear-mongering of the woke mob.
Growing accusations of transphobia. This is J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter, of course, who sparked outrage last weekend with a series of controversial tweets about trans women.
J.K. Rowling has been very deviant against the allegations of transphobia meted against her. To Rowling, what matters most is the defense of women's rights, and she has no intentions whatsoever to cower to this pandering of the woke left. Rowling and her supporters have taken to Twitter and other social media platforms to defend her stance against trans ideologies, and the host of other woke ideas.
Addressing the accusations and saying her opinions stem from her own experience with domestic violence. That's why she's been pushed to advocate for women's rights, she says.
That one said, quote, "I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth."
J.K. Rowling has also, on many occasions, stood up for the plight of minors being subjected to the so-called gender-affirming surgery. According to Rowling, it is completely careless and unacceptable to subject minors to puberty blockers and other treatments, which include the infamous gender-affirming surgery, which has led to a lot of complications to the lives of the minors subjected to this treatment.
Incredibly stressful. And there are young people who are going through real anguish, actually, in relation to this. And I'm not going to join those that just want to add to the abuse of that small group of people.
Now, apart from the torrents of woke media attacks and the calls for J.K. Rowling's cancellation by the leftist mob, Rowling has made it through it all. Through the lawsuits, calls for the use of cancel culture on her, media attacks, and calls for her arrest, Rowling has continued to sell more books at epic sale rates. Just recently, a group of people began making death threats at J.K. Rowling for supposedly including some transphobic comments in her new book.
A hashtag reading RIP J.K. Rowling, as we said earlier, has been trending on Twitter. Harry Potter author has not died, but is the latest victim of cancel culture.
It comes because of her new book.
J.K. Rowling has been under the attack of the woke mob, who, out of spite of her anti-woke views, have taken to social media to support the so-called RIP J.K. Rowling hashtag. Piers Morgan in particular was clearly against the hounding of Rowling by the woke left.
Serial killer who dresses in women's clothing. It's divided opinion and, of course, caused a storm online. So, let's talk about this with Rose of Dawn, who is a trans activist and YouTuber.
Piers Morgan shares J.K. Rowling's anti-woke views. It is extremely obvious that he saw the attacks and persecution that Rowling was being subjected to as an injustice. He made sure to defend her throughout the interview.
Features a character who dresses as a woman in order to kill. And a lot of people, myself included, are incredibly worried about how that smears trans people.
Piers Morgan made the claim that the media attacks became unreasonable when, even after close inspection of J.K. Rowling's recent book, no evidence of transphobia was found in it. And he made sure to point this out to the trans activist.
Necessarily a transgender person, but you're saying this is an example of hate against transgender people, even though it's not a transgender person.
I am indeed, because in a lot of people's minds who are not familiar with the distinctions of trans people...
J.K. Rowling, on the other hand, has never hidden the fact that she was against trans ideology, and she has more than welcomed the allegations brought against her by the woke mob. Even people like Piers Morgan understand the position she has taken with regard to leftist ideologies and beliefs.
A book that you haven't read. Nick Cohen, who is a top liberal left writer, has written a piece for The Spectator. J.K. Rowling's latest novel, which he's read, is not remotely transphobic. If you actually read it, it doesn't have any transphobia in it.
The attacks from the woke left have continued to mount against J.K. Rowling. Despite the calls for her cancellation, which include calls for readers to boycott her literary works to halt sales, Rowling has only increased in wealth and influence due to a surge in her works as more and more people have continued to purchase her works in recent years. And despite the backlash she received from Harry Potter, stars like Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson, who stood with the woke mob against Rowling, she has continued to surge in popularity.
Now, J.K. Rowling has said she will never forgive Harry Potter stars Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson for the way they threw her under the bus to support radical trans activists.
Rowling has continued to defend her stance as a fight for women's hard-won rights, and she has berated all celebrities who have allegedly used their platforms to oppose this movement.
Safe, I'm afraid. Celebs who cozied up to a movement intent on eroding women's hard-won rights and who use their platform to cheer on the transitioning of minors, detransitioners and vulnerable women reliant on single-sex spaces.
She has gone through every stage of cancellation and woke mob attack, and it seems Rowling is more than ready to continue to air her views. She claims this is a stance to fight for her rights to free speech and a movement to protect women's rights. What are your thoughts on woke culture? Do you think it has gone too far, limiting free speech and stifling open debate? We'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like and subscribe for more